Over the past 32 years, the Speight's Coast to Coast has proven to be the iconic New Zealand adventure. A race more symbolic of the Kiwi spirit and personal challenge in the stunning wilderness than any other. Over those years, more than 21,000 competitors have crossed the South Island from west coast to east, an epic 243-kilometre journey. Those who take on the challenge range from elites racing the prestigious one-day multi-sport world champs to everyday people taking part as an individual or team in the two-day race. Each February, up to 800 competitors take on the mighty Coast to Coast, Kumara Beach on the wild Tasman Sea, over the Alps and across the South Island to the sands of Sumner Beach in Christchurch. Traversing the country with 140 kilometres of cycling, 36 kilometres of mountain run, including the 1,000-metre high Goat Pass, and paddling a massive 67 kilometres down the Waimakariri River, taking in New Zealand's Grand Canyon, the Waimakariri Gorge. The festival atmosphere kicks off with the registration at Kumara Racecourse on Thursday, including a free Speight cider or beer. It's time for friends to catch up and swap stories, strap up their legs for the mountain run and enjoy a great West Coast meal. Friday's racing sees day one of the Speight's two-day Coast to Coast. Hundreds of participants from 21 countries head off from Kumara Beach, racing as individuals or in 2- or 3-person teams. There's a challenge to fit everyone. Individual leaders at the end of the first day's Run, Ride and Run are Fiona Dowling and Brendan Vercoe, storming into Klondike Corner for the overnight stay before day 2. Evergreen veterans Robert Loveridge and Paul Massey are the first team home, striving for a record third teams win in the two-day race. Nick Hirschfield wins the mountain run option in a swift 3 hours, 26 minutes, 32 seconds. Now let's turn the focus on Saturday's Multi-Sport World Championship longest day. Race director Robin Judkins talks about the favourites.
Oh, I still think it's the Ushers. And then having said that, of course, Braden Currie will win. It's a bob each way, isn't it? On your mark, get set!
The short run to the first bike is critical to get in a good cycling bunch, which then dovetails into being in the mix for the mountain run. Get into a slow bunch and you could lose 10 minutes in the first 2 hours. Top contender Jess Simpson has an extra challenge. With her high race number, she had a longer run to her bike at the very end of the racks. As the top contenders make the racks, some change to cycling shoes, while others stay in running shoes and use pedal cages. Trevor Voice will be hard-pressed to make the lead bunch. There goes multiple champion Alina Usher and a glimpse of Wanaka's Emily Wilson. Jess Simpson's bunch has caught the lead women's group with Annabelle Ramsey, Alina Usher and Louise Mark, which should make for an exciting women's race. Voice and surf ski champion Dan Bush are in no man's land. In this leaders' bunch, athletes have set themselves up well for a good run. Hamish Fleming is enjoying the ride. There's multi-sport and adventure racing legend Richard Usher. Brazilian Flavio Viana is strong on the bike and run. Young Sam Manson has improved immensely over the last year. Here's Braden Currie again. He'll unleash on the run, but will Usher have him covered this year? And let's not forget Braden's brother Glenn, a former top 3 finisher. Thanks to VW for their very nice truck. With the lead bunch rolling through smoothly, the bike time was always going to be exceptionally quick. Alex Houghton made a break coming into transition, but that was soon lost in a slow transition, with Sam Goodall claiming the lead for a very short time until Braden Currie flew past everyone. Usher's out in good time, with Glenn Currie on his shoulder. The Deception footbridge, 3 kilometres into the run, is a good indicator of form, and once again Braden Currie leads with a phenomenal turn of speed over rough terrain. Sam Manson has lifted his game and heads Usher and Glenn Currie. Trevor Voice is 7 minutes back. Jess Simpson leads the women into the mountain with Emily Wilson, Alina Usher, Louise Mark and Anyika Thompson giving chase. Toni Keeling is on target for a good result in her first longest day. International leader Flavio Viana is on the move after a slow transition. Simpson and Usher are mere metres apart. At Big Boulders, midway up the valley, Braden Currie has stretched his lead. He has far more fluidity and power over the massively rough terrain. Brother Glenn leads the chase group of Manson, Usher and Viana, now an incredible 8 minutes off the race leader. Ever cheerful Jess Simpson is enjoying her lead, although she's still only 90 seconds up on the irrepressible Alina Usher. Braden Currie summits Goat Pass and is informed he had an 8-minute lead at Boulders, and he cheekily replies, "Well, let's see if I can double it by Klondike." Usher is next over the race high point with Glenn Currie and Viana in sight, but Manson's lost ground in the push to the pass. Jess Simpson summits. She looks strong. She now has 6 minutes on Usher, most of that made in the climb from Boulders. Now this is truly remarkable. You're witnessing the pace it takes to complete a massive 33-kilometre mountain run in 2 hours 49 minutes. In a flash, Braden Currie is off the riverbed, through transition and onto the 15-kilometre mid-race bike ride. Has Braden doubled his time gap? Well, very nearly. It's over 21 minutes since Currie left Klondike, and 22-year-old Sam Manson surprises everyone with a comeback. International Flavio Viana is next, closely followed by Usher. Braden Currie begins the 67-kilometre kayak as his brother Glenn emerges from the mountain run in 5th place.
Wind it up, boy.
2012 adventure racing world champion Trevor Voice is steadily picking off places. This mid-race cycle is a time to feed up for the big paddle, but Usher is more focused on chewing into Manson's small advantage. Usher's claiming back second. Well, for a moment anyway. Viana leads the internationals onto the water, with Glenn Currie next. With a good paddle and a strong last cycle, a podium finish won't be out of reach for Luke Osborne. Voice is still looking good. His adventure racing endurance shows as the hours go on. Jess Simpson leads into Klondike with an 11-minute gap on Alina Usher. Simpson will appreciate the buffer as the hugely experienced Usher is a strong kayaker. Surprise performance of the day must go to Anyika Thompson in 3rd, heading off Emily Wilson, Louise Mark and others. Since it began in the early 1980s, the river has been the key to the Speight's coast to coast. Usher looks keen to slash Simpson's 11-minute lead. Anyika Thompson used to train on the Whanganui River, so she has good boat skills. She won't be reined in by Emily Wilson and Louise Mark. We know our race leader Braden Curry can paddle after he held off Usher last year. But what about 2014? Will Curry's super quick run impact on his paddle? Trevor Voice continues to pick up places. Off the kayak now, and just 70 kilometres of cycling sit between Braden Curry and the win. 5 times champion Richard Usher has pulled back 3 minutes on the paddle, but Curry still has 17 minutes. That's a near impossible gap for Usher to close, barring an incident, of course. The race for the third spot on the podium is close, with just minutes separating Sam Manson, Glenn Curry, Trevor Voice and Brazilian Flavio Viana. About the same time as Jess Simpson leads Alina Usher in the gorge, Braden Curry flies along the West Coast Road towards Christchurch. The order: Usher, Manson, Glenn Curry, with Voice riding into 5th.
You all over it?
Simpson has pulled off a great paddle, holding Usher at bay, but the deficit is down to just 3 minutes. Usher now looks in better condition, although a little dehydrated due to a drink system problem, so the race is all down to the cycle. But in Sumner, Braden Curry wins his second Speight's Coast to Coast in 11 hours, 18 minutes, 37 seconds. A brilliant win cemented by a brilliant run, backed up by impressive riding and kayaking.
Oh, I didn't have too much of a strategy today. I just had to do what I could do, and yeah, I mean, I was always going to attack the run pretty hard, and wanted to, you know, have as much as I could in the tank when I hit it. So I did just that. Had a great transition, and was sort of second out on the run, but not by too much. So just put my hammer down, and yeah, went for it, and. I was pretty happy. I was pretty amazed to hear some of the time splits as I was heading up over Goats Pass, and then yeah, I was just, you know, after that it was just hold on and give it everything I could.
Over 20 minutes later, 5 times champion Richard Usher has to settle for second in 11 hours 39 minutes.
I gave it everything I had. I just didn't have enough really. I mean, Braden had a phenomenal day, and I don't even know if I'd had a great day. I don't even know if I would have got him anyway. So yeah, full credit to him. That run was phenomenal, and you know, he paddled really well and kind of held it together for the whole day. So awesome job.
Glenn Curry completes the podium in 3rd. Sam Manson is 4th, and Trevor Voice 5th. The first international, as he has been all day, is a delighted Flavio Viana from Brazil. Last year's 2-day champion Jess Simpson has stepped up in the World Championship. She takes the 2014 title in 13 hours, 12 minutes, 24 seconds. And after a lie down in the medical tent, the scale of her victory is sinking in.
Yeah, I really wanted to win. I decided to stop working, you know, just over a year ago and just commit to training full time, and I guess I've made a lot of sacrifices, done a lot of planning. And
14 minutes later, Alina Usher secures second. This is the incredible 9th time she's finished the Speight's Coast to Coast.
And yeah, it was a long ride today, but yeah, never mind. Just had a great race. Well done, Jess.
Well done to Waipukurau's Anyika Thompson for a breakthrough performance, 3rd in a strong women's field. The second day of the 2-day event saw Brendan Vercoe and Fiona Dowling extend their individual leads to win.
It was great, absolutely brilliant. Had a great paddle, and then I was really lucky on the bike.
Team Hallsville Butchery, Robert Loveridge and Paul Massey win the team section. After 32 stunning years, it's good on you, Juddy. The creator of Multisport, Robin Judkins, says it's time for him to sign off as race director of the Speight's Coast to Coast. He'll be here next time, but not in the lead role. Now it's Richard Usher who takes up the helm, under the ownership of major South Island tourism company Trojan Holdings. It's an exciting new era in a truly epic race. A huge congratulations to everyone who completed their very own Speight's Coast to Coast, whether the 2-day challenge or the longest day World Championship race. Congratulations on a wonderful achievement.
I've done it for my kids, so it's just fantastic to have had this journey end with being able to run down the finishing chute with them. It's been absolutely marvellous.
Pencil it in your diary, the 13th and 14th of February 2015 for next year's Speight's Coast to Coast, and start your planning right now.
Don't fall, but you can't do all.
Done the event 11 times as a team with the brother-in-law. Yeah, fantastic with the kids and the family.